what time it is. You know what time it is. You know whose time it is. You know what time it is. Matthew Mania, the time it says. You know what time it is. You know whose time it is.
Welcome to the Matthew Mania podcast. I'm Matthew Mashler, real estate broker who likes to watch wrestling as if it's my job. And today I'm not here to talk to you about wrestling. No, it's not always about wrestling here on the Matthew Mania podcast. Today I would like to talk to you about my name, Matthew. What is the meaning behind it and where did it come from? Obviously, my mother gave me my name, as I think happens with most. And she named me Matthew. I'm the second child of my mother and father. And she named me Matthew after her father, Meyer. In the Jewish tradition, although some Jews have different traditions, in our family's tradition, we name after someone who has passed. The memory of that person's name being passed on to the next generation gives a blessing to the deceased soul, elevates it, and is a very, very special honor. So we had lost my grandfather Meir before I was born. My older brother Eric, he was born after my father's father, Eli, short for Eliyahu. And that's where Eric came from. My kid brother Lee was named after my father's mother, Libby or Luba. So that's where the L and Lee came from. And I'm named after my mother's father, Eli. My mother's mother, my grandmother Ray, she was still with us. And she was the only grandmother I really knew growing up. So shout out to Grandma Ray and Grandpa Meyer. So M for Meyer became M for Matthew. My middle name, Hal, is also after my grandfather Meyer, the same Meyer. He went by Chaim sometimes. I'm not sure which one was his legal name and nickname. I have learned at some point in my life that a lot of children, if they're sick, if their babies are sick, they'll go by Chaim. Chaim is the Hebrew word for life. So I was given the Hebrew name Chaim Meir after my grandfather Meyer, who also went by Chaim. And my American name, my legal name on my birth certificate is Matthew Hal. Matthew Hal for Chaim Meir for my grandfather Meyer. So let's talk about the Hebrew names for a minute. So a lot of times what will happen is if someone has an ethnic sounding name, a Hebrew name, Shlomo or Sruli or Moshe, if they would, and let's say that's their legal name, maybe if they're out in public, if they're at a job in a school somewhere or an office somewhere, they don't want to go by their ethnic sounding name. They might adopt an American nickname. I actually had a Japanese exchange student in college named Esau. When Facebook was invented, I couldn't find him because he went by Zach. He took on an American nickname apparently because people in his office could not pronounce Esau. I had no problem doing it as a teenager in college. Did not realize we could rename a grown man. Wish I could have. I would have loved to rename him. So Esau went by Zach. Shlomo might go by Stanley. Shirley might go by Steve, or something like that. Moshe might go by Moses. So sometimes in the Jewish community, you'll have that where their legal name is the Jewish, more ethnic name, and they'll adopt an Americanized version of that out in public. For me, and for a lot of Jews like me, it's the opposite, where our legal name, Matthew Hal, the name of our birth certificate, passport, driver's license. But then in synagogue, we adopt a Hebrew name. I am Chaim Meir. And then there's no last names. You're Ben, son of, and then your father's name. So I'm Chaim Meir Ben Shaya. My father Shelley his Hebrew name is Shaya. His Hebrew name would be Shaya ben Eliyahu. My grandfather Eli was Eliyahu. So I'm Chaim Meir ben Shaya. He is Shaya ben Eliyahu. My older brother Eric, Eric Jason, I don't know who the J was for. Eric, his Hebrew name would be Eliyahu, just like my grandfather. So he's Eliyahu ben Shaya, and my father's Shaya ben Eliyahu. And there it goes. Sometimes you can have this for generations, where the oldest son has the first name of the grandfather on. It's unfortunate if they've passed. So, and then my kid brother Lee, his Hebrew name I guess would be Levi, and he's Levi ben Shaya, and then obviously Shaya ben Eliyahu. Wendy was named after her grandfather Wolfie. So when we got married, she took the Hebrew name Zeva, which is the Hebrew form of wolf, the Hebrew word for wolf, because we didn't want to write Wolfie ben Shlomo, or Bat, sort of Wolfie Bat Shlomo. So we said Zeva Bat Shlomo. Thought the Hebrew version Zeva would be a little, more Hebrew than than Wolfie for her, or Wolf. So so she is Zeva Bat Shlomo, and then I don't know Grandpa Stan's. I made this podcast. It's kind of a little bit for my kids if they want to hear about their names. So we could talk about their names for a second. Let me just make sure I'm done talking about mine. I'm Chaim Meir ben Shaya. Chaim Meir is my grandfather Meir, who also went by Chaim, and that's why I got Chaim Meir. And I want to say something about Chaim Meir. My Hebrew name is not Chaim. There are a lot of people whose Hebrew name is Chaim. My Hebrew name is Chaim Meir, 2 words, like Betty Sue or Mary Ann. It's a 2-word first name. My brothers have middle names. My middle name, Matthew Hal, is named after the one person, my grandpa Meir. So my Hebrew name, Chaim Meir, not Chaim. It's Chaim Meir, 2 words. That is the Hebrew name. I do not go by Chaim as my Hebrew name. I won't respond to it, Matthew Hal. And then also I want to say, if my kids are listening to this, although it is customary to use the first letter, Meir becomes Matthew, Eliyahu becomes Eric. For me, if you're going to name a child after me, hopefully you don't, maybe your kids do. I hope to be here a long time. But if you would like to honor me by giving your child my name is Matthew. I'm not going to hear Michael or Mitchell. This is Mitchell after my father, my grandfather Matthew. No, my name is Matthew. No other M names satisfy my name being Matthew. Hebrew name, Chaim Meir, not just Chaim. I would why would that be obviously? I would accept Matisyahu. I actually once thought of changing my Hebrew name to Matisyahu. Matthew becomes the biblical version of Matisyahu. Wanted to do it before the kids' bar mitzvah, so that way they could be David and Lindsay could be Ben or Bat Matisyahu, but we kept it at Chaim Meir, and that makes sense. Okay, so that's the origin of my name, Matthew Hal, after Chaim Meir, after Meir and Chaim Meir. And then when we talked about Wendy's names, we talked about my brother's names. It's unfortunate. I asked one of my uncles their Hebrew name, and they didn't know. And my grandma Ray's Hebrew name, and nobody's left that would remember it. So that's why I got inspired to take this moment and record it and write it down to talk to mostly my kids, but really anyone who wants to listen about why I was named Matthew, or about the Hebrew name portion of it. There's two bits to it. And then talking about David, David Robert. His Hebrew name is David Reuben. I would have been okay just naming him David Reuben. Just let his American name, his English name be his Hebrew name, the name on his driver's license, and the name in synagogue be the same. David Reuben, both ways, but he's David Robert in American, David Reuben. I guess we figured it was less Jewy, David Reuben in Hebrew. I don't need to hold my nose and talk with an accent. David is David. If you have an accent and want to call it David, feel free, but it's David. My name is Matthew. I go to Spain. I'm still Matthew. I'm not Mateo. No, I'm Matthew. In Spanish, I prefer Matis. I don't like Mateo for me. So in Spanish, I might go by Matis or Matthew. But you don't need to scrunch your name and talk with a Hebrew accent to say David's name. In Hebrew and English, he is David. And this is a funny story. Not a lot of people know. I went to a baby naming of one of my rabbis, Rabbi Jonathan. What was his last name? Out in Marlborough, New Jersey, where the kids were born. We did a baby. He did a baby naming, or a bris, really, but announced the name of his son, and his son's name was one of David's warriors. And I thought to myself, wow, if my son was David, the rabbi's son could be his warrior. So that's what I liked about the name David. He has a strong king. and he had warriors, and that is my son. He is a king, and he should have warriors under him. So that is David's name, David Robert or David Reuben. I don't know if he has a preference in Hebrew name to be David or David Reuben. So David Ben Chaim Meir. Lindsay, named after my mother-in-law, Wendy's mother, unfortunately passed away. Her name was Lita, so Lindsay after Lita. Her Hebrew name is Leah, Leah Hannah. Lindsay's middle name is Heather after Wendy's grandmother, Hilda. So Wendy's mother, Lita, and her mother, Hilda, live on in memory in Lindsay's name. Lindsay Heather or Leah Hannah after Wendy's mother and grandmother, Lita and Hilda. David's middle name, David Robert. We said that we didn't say who he was named after. He was named after Wendy's aunt Diane, David's grandfather, Wendy's dad's sister. So Wendy's dad is Stan, and he had lost his sister at a young age. Wendy's very beloved aunt Diane. So David is named after Wendy's aunt Diane. His middle name Robert after Stanley's father. After Stanley's mother, Renee. Yes, I knew it was. I don't know why I said father. David. So Aunt Diane and Grandma Renee live on in memory in David Reuben. And if you see the way we did it there, it was both Stanley's family in David, right? Stanley's sister and mother, and Lita's family in Lindsay, Wendy's mother, grandmother, Lita's mother in Lindsay. That way we didn't cross the generations and make two unrelated people in the same name. So Lindsay and David, and then Wendy's parents, Wendy's grandparents and aunt all live on in David and Lindsay, and that's how they got their names. So David or David Reuben, his preference, Ben Chaim Meir, Lindsay, Leah Hannah, or just Leah, Bat Chaim Meir or Bat Zeva, Zeva Bat Shlomo. My father-in-law Stan, he was Shlomo, so Zeva Bat Shlomo, or Wendy's mother Lita, who went by Leah. All right, so that is the origin of my name Matthew and my Hebrew name, where David and Lindsay got their names. They're both their American names and their Hebrew names. All right, so I've been wanting to write that down for a while, just because there's some older people, some of the memories are forgetting. And I went to a funeral recently, and also some names were not known. And how could a person not know their own name? Very, very sad if someone passes away and nobody knows their name. And in the Jewish religion, that Hebrew name is that important. A lot of my rabbi friends will refer to me as Chaim Meir instead of Matthew, and I understand how meaningful that is for them, and I appreciate that. And so if you're seeing this on social media, feel free to post in the comments. What is your name? Who were you named after? I'd love to hear more about it. And thank you for joining us on the Matthew Mania podcast.
You know what time it is. You know whose time it is. You know what time it is. Matthew Mania, the time it says. You know what time it is. You know whose time it is. You know what time it is. Matthew Mania, the time it says. Yeah, got him shook, scared, can't look. We're not afraid of the big bad wolf. First comes the right, followed by the left hook. Execute perfect, this is textbook. If you ever test, make sure you bring the best. Head into the ring with the M on my chest. Any match, bring the ladders and the tables. Lock us in the cage and nobody can save you. When it's war, I'm coming to destroy. Napalm blast, I'm coming with the noise. They chant for the king, the girls and the boys. They saying I'm the best cause they didn't have a choice. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is. You know what time, you know what time, you know what time it is.